Hello and welcome to our October virtual opening. My name is Emma Wilson and delighted that you could join us. This month's feature artists are Rodney Dennis, Steve Rogers, Joanne Parent, and Christopher O'Connor. You'll hear more from them in a few minutes. A few thank yous. Thank you to our artists who continue to create and inspire us every day. And thank you to our clients and our community who continues to support the arts. So it's interesting as I was thinking about this show, there's a certain theme that seems to resonate of reverence. It's reverence for the foundational formations of the rugged coastline, the beauty that exists within each person, the regard for working vessels that still have a story to tell even after their use has passed, and for the vastness of the sea. So, with that, let's hear from our artists. I'd like to introduce artist Rodney Dennis. Rodney always strives to create visual images that are impeccably crafted, and his desire is not just to replicate the tangible, but to capture the intangible, the essence, the spirit of the human condition. The challenge is not only a quest for relevance, but also an endeavor to encounter the substance of not only who they are, but what they believe. While Rodney was making art from a young age and has worked in illustration and design, his approach was refined at the urging of his mentor, renowned American painter John Sibels Walker. John took me aside, said Rodney. I want to be honest with you. I'm not worried about you becoming a great painter. What I want you to talk to you about is contribution. I believe you have something to say, and you have to go back to school. What followed was a grueling 2 years of shuttling between Washington, D.C., where Rodney had a full time job, to Boston for classes at the Academy of Realist Art. Rodney indeed has something to say, as do the women who invite the viewer into their lives in his compelling work. The responsibility of the artist is to bring awareness, Rodney says, which leads to engagement and hopefully to change and reconciliation. Please welcome artist Rodney Dennis.
Hi, I'm Rodney Dennis, and I'm a painter. I have the wonderful privilege to share with you not just my work, but my reason for painting. First, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Portland Art Gallery team for providing this wonderful space to share these visual messages with you. Thank you also to the patrons who have invested in the work, as well as those who are considering to, to do so. I believe that art is a form of communication, a voice which each of us has been given. I believe it is my responsibility to communicate, to engage, and to invite you into proximity for the purpose of enlarging our conversation. The latest painting, entitled Stained, is on display at the Portland Art Gallery. I am truly excited to release this current work because it is the culmination of an 8-month effort that encapsulates the beauty of resilience through the orchestration of art. If you're in the area, please come by. I'd love to meet you and continue the conversation with you. To learn more about this particular painting, as well as others from this series, please go to my website, www.jrodneydennis.com, as well as the Portland Art Gallery's website. Thank you again for your support and the opportunity to meet you. And thank you for the opportunity to be able to present my work.
And now I'd like to introduce artist Steve Rogers. Steve's parents lived through the Depression and World War II and were adamant that he goes to a real college, not art school, because he needed to be able to get a real job. He went along with that, but he also took school classes and created cartoons for the college newspaper and paintings for what he calls dating money. After graduation and a stint in the military, he did store design and advertising production work while continuing to paint. Steve has an appreciation for history, tradition, and service. This, in addition to his lifelong fascination with the ocean, boat builders, and as he refers to them, watermen, has resulted in an almost documentary feel to many of his works. His attention to detail related to the working waterfront is unparalleled. Please welcome artist Steve Rogers.
Hi, I'm Steve Rogers. I'm one of the artists exhibiting at the Portland Art Gallery this month. And I have loved the gallery ever since I walked in the door. I love the light. I love the ceiling height. I just love the ambience of the whole place. And especially, I admire a lot of the artists, and particularly the ones that are showing with me this month. I'm very honored, to be part of the show. Um, I grew up on a farm, and when I wasn't out feeding the cows or building fences for my father, my idea of a good time was to paint or draw, and it was my happy place. And I have painted and drawn and created artwork my entire life. I'm quite surprised to find that you can make a living at it. I never would have thought that. And frankly, neither did my parents. Uh, my parents are the World War II and Depression era types. And when I was 18 and we were having a conversation about whether I should go to art school or I should go get a real college degree, my parents were like, oh no, forget the art school thing. You need to get a real job and have a real degree so you can support a family. And being 18, I sort of rolled over and just said, okay, I'll do that. Um, so when I came out of the service after college, um, I did work in store planning and decor design. And then about 30 years ago, I decided to start making my living as an artist. And it was a little scary at first, but I love my subject. I love what I do. And so I started having some success fairly early, and I've been doing that ever since. I concentrate mostly on marine because that's my area of interest. I love old boats, I love waterfronts, I love marshes, and so I go to those places. Like a lot of artists, I work with photographs, and they're photographs I take. There are certainly people that go out and do plein air and paint on site. That's not me. I don't particularly like bugs, sand, wind, rain, and all that stuff. I like to work in my studio. I work in acrylics, and one of the things about acrylics is it dries fast. So there's lots of things you have to do to slow it down, particularly if you want to blend your sky colors and have things look more realistic. But I learned after a while that this acrylic is not like oil. In oil, you blend on the canvas and you push the paint around. With acrylics, it's layer after layer after layer after layer. But one of the good things about that is that you use a lot of transparent color. And then what happens is the light passes through the transparent color and then bounces back out through it. So things seem brighter and more brilliant. And that's something I really wanted to accomplish in my paintings. I do paint other things, and so you'll find two pieces in this show that do reflect some of the other things I'm interested in. Um, and in one case of a painting of a moose, um, I really wanted to accomplish that you would see the life and the intelligence. It's not just a dead animal staring at you from a picture frame. So I hope you see that. And other parts of the show are buildings that from places I love. My wife's family lived up in South Bristol, and several locations there. They built and sold homes, and that's one of the areas that I've spent a lot of time. I remember when the old turning bridge was there. It's one of my favorite subjects, and some of the houses on either side of it. It's amazing to me that they're just sitting on pilings on the water and they're fine. I hope you enjoy the show. I'll be there, and hopefully, whatever questions you might have, I'll be able to answer. So, looking forward to seeing you on Thursday night.
And now I'd like to introduce artist Joanne Parent. Growing up in Midcoast, Maine, Joanne was surrounded by forest and coastal inlets, which provided an endless stream of inspiration that she would bring to reality on canvases in the future. She graduated from Belfast Area High School a year early, being one of two winners at the State of Maine art competition. She was offered a scholarship to the Maine College of Art, but decided instead to travel around the world. Anytime you look at the ocean, rest assured the ocean is in fact looking back at you. Such is the case with the body of artwork first envisioned in the mind of Joanne and realized on canvas. Joanne's fine art beckons you to contemplate the endless possibilities of nature, a true story of wind and paint. Please welcome artist Joanne Parent.
Thank you, Emma, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. I've been with the gallery, as everyone knows, for many, many years, since before they moved to their location that they're at now. So I love them. I love everybody at the gallery. The staff is fabulous, and I'm so excited to be a part of the team. So I want to talk about the body of work that I've done for the show. This body of work was inspired by color and light, which, yes, all of my work is inspired by light, but I wanted this to be a little different. I wanted this to be more very saturated colors. I wanted a lot of saturation in the work. I wanted it to be very bold. A lot of my work sometimes is very soft and more gray tones, more creamy tones, kind of what you see behind me here on the one on the left. But this one, I wanted just to be a big kind of wow factor. I wanted you to be able to stand in front of the work and absorb the color and the light and literally feel it, feel the breeze, feel the ocean, feel the waves coming in, and really feel like you were there. This body of work, I also included some small boats because I feel that's part of my life is a lot of boating, and being a sailor and spending a lot of time on the ocean in my life. That's a very calming place for me. And I want to show that how I feel when I'm out there, maybe early in the morning on a rowboat or in a little pea pod, just by myself, sitting in a cove somewhere. So 4 of the pieces are boats. And I really wanted to integrate some of that feeling into there as well. And keep it about the sense of peace and calm and tranquility that I try to get through with my work. I think we all need a little bit of that in our lives at all times. And when I am having a hectic life, like we all do, when I get into my studio, when I'm painting, it's probably the only time of my day that I actually am very calm. So I'm hoping that does also resonate with you as the viewer. I'm really hoping everyone loves the work. I had a really fun time taking the last few months to paint this series, and I really hope everyone enjoys it and that everyone can join us, if possible, at the gallery October 3rd from 5 to 7 p.m. It'll be a really fun opening, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon.
And now I'd like to introduce artist Christopher O'Connor. When Christopher arrived in Maine, one of the first things he did was to visit a few of the state's many islands. A native of Ireland, he soon noted the similarities and differences between the 2 coastlines. Christopher spent many childhood hours exploring the Irish seashore, clambering over ledges covered with moss and lichen due to the country's persistent damp weather. He quickly became intrigued by the stark angularity of Maine's rocky coast, which proved a source of inspiration for his abstract yet intricate work. As a painter who finds deep inspiration in the natural world, Christopher's aim is to capture the beauty and wonder of nature in all of its forms and to share that experience with others through his art. Through his paintings, he seeks to create a sense of connection and respect for the natural world, highlighting the intricate details and complex patterns that make it so awe-inspiring. He believes that by sharing his love of nature through his art, he can inspire others to appreciate and protect the environment around us. Please welcome artist Christopher O'Connor.
Good evening, everyone. I'm grateful to have you all here this evening. Firstly, I would like to start off by congratulating my fellow artists on their outstanding exhibitions this evening. It is a privilege to be surrounded by such inspiring company, and I'm honored to share the stage with you guys tonight. As you walk through the gallery, you will notice a common thread woven through my work: nature in all its raw and intimate form. Each painting is an attempt to capture a fleeting moment, whether it's the last rays of light that fall on the fractured surface of a rock formation or a crisp autumn apple that has just fallen to the ground, bursting with color. Each moment is but a blink before nature's inevitable entropy takes over. But through art, we get to hold that moment again and to reevaluate it, to experience it anew. Now, for me, color plays a pivotal role in my work, not just as a visual element, but as a storyteller. The deep reds, the vibrant yellows, brilliant blues, these all serve to capture and to evoke emotions of a moment I experienced, whether it's the midday sun shining down, illuminating the wonder of autumn leaf, or a old forest bursting with life after a rainfall. These are not just scenes, they are windows into moments where I experienced a deep connection to the earth under my feet and the air around me. So through these colors, I hope to share with you not just what I saw, but what I felt, which was a profound sense of connection to the world around me, to the earth under me, and to the things, the life force that connects us. Now, as I was preparing for this show, I was challenged by my wife, Sonia, who is not just my life partner, but my creative coach. Sonia is founder of the Tech Margin, and her presence in my life has been transformative, both personally and as a creative artist. But Sonia asked me the simple but profound question, like, why do I create? That question, of course, sent me inwards to where I had to think about and reflect upon what is the nature of my work. The answer I came to over and over again, it always brought me back to my roots in Ireland. Growing up in Ireland, the terrain and landscapes, I've always been drawn, and they've been wonderfully inspiring. But not just because of their beauty, it's also because of the sense of preservation that they embody. Now, this sense of preservation is something that Sonia and I carry with us in our lives here in Maine, where we both live and work. We feel a sacred duty to preserve these spaces that we inhabit, to honor them in our actions and our art. And then abstraction. Much of my work embraces abstraction. I believe that abstraction can bring us closer to a true experience of nature, like in the way that a moment can dissolve into pure sensation beyond form and structure. And in those moments, that apple, that tree, that rock formation, you stop seeing it. And instead you connect to this life force that is just running through everything, through you and around you. So as you engage with my work this evening, I would like to invite you to allow yourself the same gift that nature gave me, to slow down, to take time to pause, to breathe, to connect with that amazing beauty that is all around us at all times. I hope that my work engages with you, but not just as paintings on a wall, but as moments of your own, moments that remind you of the exceptional gift it is to be alive on this planet right now. And lastly, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Portland Art Gallery for hosting this show and for all the support from their incredible staff. If you have any questions or queries about my work, I would love to talk about them. And thank you very much and good evening.
Thank you for joining us today for our October virtual opening. I invite you to follow us on Instagram at Portland Art Gallery, subscribe to our newsletter, portlandartgallery.com. Also follow us on Radio Maine with Dr. Lisa Belayo, where Lisa has engaging conversations with artists and our community members. Until next time, be well, stay curious, and keep in touch. Thank you.